So good morning students. Today we will discuss about Hardy-Sulz rule. It's related with coagulation of colloids. Colloids comes under surface chemistry chapter of class 12 and there are two topics mainly in this colloid chapter. One is adsorption, other is colloids. So colloids can be of different type. They can be lyophobic, they can be lyophilic. All of you might have studied about it. So today we will discuss one important property of colloids, that is coagulation of colloids. Students, what is the meaning of coagulation? Colloidal solutions possess charge. Some of the colloidal solutions are positively charged. For example, ferric hydroxide, it is positively charged colloid. Arsenous sulfide, it is negatively charged colloids. So these examples you have to memorize because there are questions related with these charges. Ferric hydroxide is positive charge. Basic dyes, methylene blue. Hemoglobin is also positive charge. Why? Because it possesses Fe+2 ion in it. Oxide sol is also positively charged. Similarly, negative sols. All metal sols are negatively charged. And as well as metal sulfides, acid dyes, sols of starch, gum, gelatin, clay, charcoal, all these are negatively charged. So students, what happen? What we mean by coagulation? Coagulation means if we neutralize the charge on colloid, then it is called coagulation. Stability of colloid is due to three factors you might have studied. One is presence of impurities particle in colloid. Whenever we do refining of colloids, purification of colloids, then little amount of impurities are always left. These impurities collide with the particles of dispersed phase and it results in stability of colloid. Second reason is Brownian movement. Brownian movement is also responsible for stability of colloid because due to Brownian movement particles are always continuously moving. And last important factor is charge on colloid. As I told you earlier that some colloids are positively charged, some colloids are negatively charged. So what happens? If a colloid is positive charge, for example ferric hydroxide, then there are large number of particles carrying similar charge, that is positive charge. These particles will keep on repelling each other. Due to this repulsion, particles will always be in the movement and they will not settle due to gravitational force. So charge explains the stability of colloids. If by any mean we can neutralize this charge, then colloids will get precipitated and this phenomenon is called coagulation or flocculation of colloids. I did some homework for you. What is coagulating value? Minimum concentration of electrolyte in millimoles per liter required to cause precipitation of a colloid in 2 hours is called coagulating value. It means what we are going to discuss, students, here. Suppose we have these colloids of arsenous sulfide. Arsenous sulfide is metal sulfide. Metal sulfide colloids are negatively charged. This we have arsenous sulfide solution. It is negatively charged. We can neutralize this charge with the help of some positive ion. This positive ion can be Na positive. This positive ion can be Mg2 positive or it can be Al tri positive. Now you can understand this statement, I think. The minimum concentration of an electrolyte. What we mean by electrolyte? Electrolyte means substance which gives these kind of ions. For example, Na ion we can get from NaCl electrolyte. This we can get from MgCl2 electrolyte. This we can get from AlCl3 electrolyte. So minimum concentration of electrolyte in millimoles per liter required to cause precipitation of a solid in 2 hours time is called coagulating value. The smaller the quantity needed, the higher will be the coagulating power. If this ion is needed in less quantity, it means this ion is more effective. Now to explain the coagulating ability of various type of ions, Hardy-Sulz scientists they gave this rule. What is the rule? The greater the charge on electrolyte ion, the greater will be its coagulating ability. It means for coagulation of this negatively charged colloid, we have to check the valency of ion. It carries +1 charge, +2 charge, +3 charge. Greater the charge on electrolyte ion, charge is more on Al+3, the greater will be its coagulating ability. It means order will be this. It means we can say that coagulation value or flocculation value is directly proportional to charge on a positively charged electrolyte. So students, this type of questions they are asking in IIT, JEE and NEET. This question they asked last year in JEE 2019. Which of the salt solution is most effective for coagulation of arsenous sulfide salt? Arsenous sulfide, you have to memorize the charge. Arsenous sulfide is negatively charged. So now we have to compare the cation. Here it is +2, here it is +3, here it is +1, here also it is +1. So just now we discussed this Hardy-Sulz rule. Al tri-positive will be more effective. So our answer will be this B. And similar question they asked by changing the language of question in 2017 in NEET exam. What is this question? The coagulating power of electrolyte having ions sodium ion Al tri-positive Ba2 positive for arsenous sulfide increases in the order. In this question they were saying which ion is most effective. In this question they are saying that these are 3 cation and arrange them in increasing ability of coagulating power. If you know that arsenous sulfide is negatively charged, then with the help of this knowledge you can answer that most effective ion will be Al tri-positive, least effective will be Na positive. It means our answer will be B for this question. Now I will give you one more example of positively charged colloidal solution, students. We will take this example, ferric hydroxide. If we take ferric hydroxide colloid here, then what happens? This colloid is positively charged. It means it can be coagulated by anion. Now there can be different type of anion. It can be Cl negative, it can be SO4 2 negative, it can be phosphor 3 negative, it can be FeCN6 4 negative. So these are the anion. Now as we discussed in Hardy-Sulz rule, charge on oppositely charged electrolyte, if charge is more then coagulation value will be more. So it means out of these 4 ions, the most effective ion will be FeCN6 4 negative. Students, what happens when we put oppositely charged ion, then it will neutralize the charge of colloid. You can understand like this, that this FeOH3 carries positive particles, all positive particles like this. When we put anion in this, suppose we are putting Cl negative, then Cl negative it will go here, and this Cl negative it will be attracted by all the positive ion. It means charge on positive ion will get neutralized, and neutralization of charge is, students, coagulation or flocculation. I hope this part is clear to all of you. What all we discussed in today's class, students? We discussed that colloids possess charge. It can be positive charge, it can be negative charge. If we neutralize this charge is responsible for stability of colloid. This also I told you. If by any means we neutralize this charge, then colloid solution can be coagulated or precipitated. So for this purpose, Hardy-Sulz gave the rule that greater is the charge on coagulating ion, more will be its ability. And I explained you these type of questions they are asking in IIT, JEE and NEET exams, and these examples you have to memorize. I hope this part is clear to all of you. If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks.